Hi fans, and welcome to this Week 2 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. A week ago, the Wolverines fell in their season opener to the Upper St. Clair Panthers. This Saturday, they traveled to McKeesport to take on the Tigers in an old-fashioned rivalry. We're going to sit down with Woodland Hills head coach George Novak to talk about last week's game against the Panthers, preview this week's game against the Tigers, and we'll also let you see some highlights of last Friday night's game. All of that and more on the pregame show right here on WHHS TV. Ch, delayed count, looks left the whole way, now steps to his right, dumps it off, has a receiver open. Morrow, but he lost the football, and Dejon Brown dives on it. Handoff will go to Miles Sanders. He gets away from a wave of white jerseys and into open field. What elusiveness by Miles Sanders. Morrow, who will take the handoff. Dante Broadus knifes through traffic for a loss of 3. Snap low, handoff goes to Sanders. Bouncing it to the near sideline, looks for a cutback. Got a nice block from Gibson, and there goes Miles Sanders to the far boundary. 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15, and down at the 11-yard line. Randall hands off, Sanders hole over left guard, and into the end zone he will go. Ch under centers. Offset eye behind him. The handoff goes to Morrow, and Morrow is brought down in the backfield. Ch wrapped, sack, ball comes loose. I think Ch got back on top of it. Randall pressured by Blair. Dancing his way forward. Has some room now. 25, 30, and brought down at the 34-yard line. He will hand off. Art Tompkins, big hole over right tackle. Rooney the long snapper. The snap is high. Randall's going to take off running. I think he may have the first down and more. 50, 45, out of bounds along the near sideline. Randall in the pistol, hands off. Tompkins, huge hole inside of the 30 where he spun down. Randall pass to the near side for David. He grabs a hold of it inside of the 25. Low snap. Randall off of play action. Steps forward, eludes tacklers. Close to first down yardage. I think he's got it. It's the snap. The snap is true, the hold is down, the kick is up, and that kick is good. Ch, long count, hands off. Morrow undercut as he takes the handoff. Ch rolls to his right, steps up into the pocket, he's pressured. He pauses, he's hit, the ball comes loose, and the officials are going to say it's a fumble. Upper St. Clair picked up the loose ball. Kahn, hands off, retreating is the reserve fullback Gailey, and Gailey is brought down 1 yard deep in the backfield. And it's blocked by the Wolverines. The ball is on the turf at the 35-yard line. Snap low, Randall scoops it up. Broken play, but Randall can make something of it to the far boundary. Inside of the 45, inside of the 40, first down yardage and more. One back behind him, and that back will take the handoff in Miles Sanders. Inside of the 30, close to first down yardage. Shotgun, handoff. It's Sanders with the football. Cut back, 35 to the 40-yard line. Randall steps to his left, throwback screen to the right. It's Miles Sanders, close to first down yardage. Still on his feet as he gets to the 49, then driven back. Upper St. Clair comes into the Wolverina. Woodland Hills had their chances to make a comeback against the Panthers, but the Panthers get the win. Hi again, fans, and welcome to this Week 2 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. We're now sitting down with Woodland Hills head coach George Novak. And Coach Novak, before we talk about this week's game against McKeesport, let's take a look back to last week's loss to Upper St. Clair. Some unfortunate circumstances ended up resulting in that loss to the Panthers.
Yeah, it was 2 great games, 2 great teams, Adam. We played a great football game. Our kids had a great effort. Upper St. Clair has a little bit more experience, mostly seniors on their team. We have some seniors starting, a lot of seniors starting, but we have a lot of underclassmen, sophomores, and juniors starting. And their first high school game, that was a start for a lot of kids. And they gave us great effort. We made a lot of first game mistakes. You never know what's going to happen during a football game, but the biggest determining factor in any game, football, is turnovers, and they won the turnover ratio.
A little bit of a roller coaster for Harry Randall, but overall, how do you grade his performance?
Oh, Harry's a great athlete. He just got cleared 2 weeks ago for contact, so he's not 100%, but he played hard. He made a lot of good plays for us. He's a guy we got to get out in the open with the ball. He has great arm strength. He's just going to get better every day he practices.
Miles Sanders really seemed to pick up where he left off last season.
Yeah, we got two great running backs in Miles Sanders and Art Tompkins, and both of them run hard. They have good speed, and we didn't get out in the open enough, but they showed a little bit of what they can do. They do get in the open.
Let's talk a little bit about the defensive side of the football. You could really see, especially as the game went on, you had a lot of experience on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, we knew that we were undersized compared to Upper St. Clair's front. They had a very good front line, mostly seniors, and they did our kids did a nice job against it. We bent at times but didn't break. Made some big stops, kept them out of the end zone a couple times. I was real pleased with the defensive play. I think, looking at the tape, Dante Broadus had a great game. He was our leading tackler in the game, and he was all over the field. He's nursing an injury also.
In the kicking game a week ago, we talked about the weight falling on Donald Cassidy's shoulders. He showed up pretty well, especially with not only a touchback, but a field goal and a point after touchdown.
Yeah, Don's been working real hard in the offseason, got stronger, got more distance on his kicks. And, it was money when he came in and kicked that field goal. And, we brought it to a one-score game. It was a 6-point game. We just had to score to win it. And, down there, we were hoping to get the touchdown. We had a couple shots at it there. A little pressure on Harry. He just threw one a little bit high to Chris David in the end zone. Could have been a touchdown, but, those things happen.
Let's talk about the McKeesport Tigers, a team that seems much improved over a season ago.
Yeah, they got Coach Smith back, and, he and I have been playing against each other for 27 years. He's an outstanding coach. He brought the flex bone back, which is very hard to simulate during practice. Just the speed of it and the fullback hitting up in there. And they got a big fullback, 6'1", 225, and he pounds the ball inside. And a big quarterback that keeps it and runs the ball, and then he always has that option to pitch it. So they're very athletic offensively, big offensive line, one of the biggest offensive lines they've had. And most of the guys that they had played last year also, so they got a lot of guys back on the offensive line. Defensively, they're very good. They're very athletic, a lot of speed, good defensive line, great linebackers, good secondary. It'll be another battle.
It's got to be tough to prepare for 3 100-yard rushers from last week.
Yeah, they're just a phenomenal team, and we take them one at a time, and this is the McKeesport week, and we got to really work hard. So our boys are prepared to go in there and, got to work on the mistakes we made last week and just keep getting better every day at practice, every week in the game.
Well, I ran into an old friend of mine at Kennywood over the summer, Jason Chavis, and he said his son is playing for the Tigers, and I understand he is huge, over 6 feet tall and 300 pounds. Yeah,
he's in the program at 6'4", 295. He's a big boy, plays defensive line for him. Yeah, he's an outstanding young man and player. Jason was one of my favorites. He played at McKeesport, just a nice young man, doing very well for himself, working in the banking industry. But yeah, Jason, his son's a good player on the defensive line, but they got a lot of good players.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about some of your players in the pros, including Rontez Miles, we talked about a week ago. He's now on the practice squad with the New York Jets, and we also see Darren Walls on the active squad for the Jets as well.
Yeah, I'm very proud of both of the young men. Darren, he's played at Notre Dame, and he played with the Falcons, and now he's with the Jets. I think this is his 4th or 5th year in the pros, and he's making a name for himself at corner. Rontez just came out of KLU, had a great career there. One of the top safeties come out in college, and he got invited to the Combine, did well. And he had a couple injuries during camp up there in New York, and kind of held him back a little bit, but they saw enough in him that they put him on the practice squad, and that's the first step. You know, I think a lot of guys start out there and work their way through and earn their spot, and he'll be one of those guys.
Well, Coach Novak, thanks a lot for your time. We wish you the best of luck this upcoming Saturday against the McKeesport Tigers, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Adam.
We'll be right back after this with more of the pregame show on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Again, fans, we thank you for joining us for this Week 2 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. If you can't make it to McKeesport this Saturday, tune in on our flagship radio station, AM-1550 WZUM, on the web at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com with the stream courtesy of 1550WZUM.com, on the MSA Sports Network at msasports.net, or on our television affiliates on Monroeville Comcast Cable Channel 13, Penn Hills Comcast Cable Channel 98, and Verizon FiOS Channel 37. And as always, we'll have video replays on all of our television affiliates. For everybody at Woodland Hills Television, I'm Adam Gusky, and we'll see you next week.
This has been a presentation of the Woodland Hills Football Network. Watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and as always, visit us at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com.